a space-themed video and not talk about Galaxy. Turns out, Samsung might well be working on a rollable smartphone, currently being labelled as the Galaxy Z Slime. It's a very unusual bit of kit, but according to some filed patents, it will have a half display on the back alongside the cameras, and then this display will stretch all the way around the front of the phone, and then it will actually keep going, with all the extra bits rolling up inside of the main body. And then, with the tap of one button, it can unroll to reveal a tablet. It's a fascinating concept, not just because transforming phones are cooler than the current book-style foldable phones, but also just having a rollable screen means that you'll no longer have to worry about that crease going down the middle when extended. 7 out of 10. Right, so up until a few weeks ago, my dream car was probably a Tesla, or maybe a Lotus feature nothing ridiculous, until Audi unveiled what can only be described as a car from the year 2050. It looks fairly normal on the face of it. I mean, not exactly normal, somewhat conventional, until you press this one button, and all of a sudden it activates full self-driving mode, the steering wheel disappears into the frame, and the car physically elongates itself to allow you more space to just chill and wait for it to take you somewhere. This is a concept car, so you can't just pop to Audi and order one, but I really like where their heads are at. 8 out of 10. And also, yet another vehicle that I'll probably never drive, La Moto Volante. Apologies for the French people I offended with that pronunciation, but this literally translates to the flying motorbike. On the land, it's nothing extraordinary. It's an electric bike that can go up to 100 kilometers on charge.
Okay.
Then, thanks to 4 high-powered turbines embedded in each wheel and tanks of kerosene, this thing can take off 20 to 10 minutes at a time. Look at it. I know it would never be allowed, but can you imagine getting stuck in traffic one time and just being like, nope, not today, and just overtaking everyone from above? Smartphones are getting pretty cool, and if there's one thing we know about them, it's that they're going to continue to evolve in ways that are increasingly beautiful. And in that direction, it turns out that as well as rolling phones, Samsung's also filed patents for a camera system on rails. So by default, you basically have 3 cameras that sit in a straight line. Pretty standard fare. But then, at the press of a button, the main camera in the middle can be pulled down, which in turn will bring the 2 secondary cameras on the sides inwards to form a triangle. Okay, but where this actually starts becoming useful is that because you've moved each camera sensor to a new position, you can have a completely different set of lenses that will sit on top of them in those positions. Meaning that even though you only actually have 3 cameras, you have the capability of 6 different cameras. And it may never get implemented, because there are obvious complications to it, but it's just so cool to think that while we're speaking right now, this, and so many other technologies like it, are being trialed. Now, if you've been lucky enough to try virtual reality, you'll probably know just how immersive it can be, how you can very easily just forget that there is a real world around you. But of course, there are companies hard at work to take this immersion to the next level. Like Axis, you created these tiny little nodes which you can place on each of your limbs to enable full body control. Like you can punch, you can kick, you can throw, you can do anything you want to, exactly how you would want to in a virtual world.
Come on now.
Let's
get in there
developed
and get
a
after it.
360-degree treadmill that allows you to run in any direction inside your game while actually staying in one spot in your bedroom. Or even, probably the most extra solution, how Japanese manufacturers achieved a very similar thing using moving robotic tiles that follow your every step. As impractical as it is,
Your next opponent is going to be no match for you.
And finally, just before number 1, you remember that I had 2 other episodes in this series.
That's what I'm talking about. That punch damaged him,
To really
right?
understand the final one, and how it could literally change the entire fabric of our society, we need to understand that computers, at least the way we know them, are reaching their theoretical limits. To simplify a little bit, the chips that our current computers run on are made up of billions of transistors, or switches, and these are what create the bits, the 0 or 1 binary operations that are the
Come on
base
now,
of what
you got
runs
30.
on by starting and stopping the flow of electrons. However, as we keep trying to cram more transistors into successive generations of chips, transistors themselves are getting so small that if they went much further, they wouldn't actually be able to block the electrons. So, the next era of computing is seen by a lot of people to be quantum computers. which, instead of working in normal bits, where each is a 0 or 1, they work in terms of qubits, where each qubit can be any proportion of both 0 and 1, and will therefore carry more information. Like, if you have two normal bits in a normal computer, you've got four possible outcomes, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. But with a qubit, there are infinite. Also, because with quantum computers, the qubits are seen as an interlinked system, as opposed to lots of individual switches working on their own, these computers can approach problems in smarter ways, instead of the very methodical and inefficient one-by-one number crunching that current computers work with. I'm not going to go into all the physics because it's stupidly complicated, but the belief is that this type of fluid computing will be able to solve problems that might have taken a typical machine till the end of time in a matter of minutes. The entire way that a computer works is being rethought here. This is seen as the equivalent of moving from candles to light bulbs, and it completely changed everything from financial modeling to security. Because, like, instead of someone just needing to find out the binary key to hack into stuff with a normal computer, they have to break quantum physics itself to do the same here. Fairly deserving of a 10 out of 10. Alright, here's a modern day problem. You're upgrading phones. You package up and sell your old one. You get yourself a new one. Rip open the packaging, only to find a charger anymore. Well, the Anker Nano Pro is trying to be the one-size-fits-all solution for that. And there's quite a lot of things I like about it. Like, one, it's tiny. Something like 45% smaller than most equivalently powerful chargers. 2, it has amplitude, or in other words, continuous temperature monitoring and automatic adjustments to the power output when it starts getting hot. And 3, there's a bunch of two-tone color options. Glacier blue, cool lavender, arctic white, and black ice. They're pretty much made to match the colors of the iPhone 13 lineup. It is a 20-watt output, which is not their highest, but at the same time, considering that a brick half the size of my thumb can 50% charge an iPhone 13 in like 25 minutes, it is pretty cool. So, check the link in the description right down. Check out my last video all about the Vivo X70 Pro Plus, that's here. But for my full review of the iPhone 13 Pro, that's in here. My name is Aaron, this is the Boss.
Oh, good job. Yeah, devastating punch. Awesome job. Man, your next opponent is gonna be no match for you. Nice work.
This is one of the most expensive unboxing ever, because in breakfast right now are 12 super limited edition smartphones, starting at $700
30 on the
and
clock.
all the way up to almost 170,000. So surreal to say, but even at the lowest $700, you don't get something pretty special. So you might have heard of the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. It's a pretty standard upper mid-range phone, but for the limited edition, Oppo partnered with Pantone, who are like the color company, to create a blue glittering version. And providing you like the color, you really have to like this color. I think the packaging is beautiful. It's lightly textured on the outside, but also this whole gray and green theme they've got going on, it's everywhere. It's in every insert, it's on this rather unusual case inside, it's on the USB-C cable, the earphones. They catch light in a pretty mystical way. The charger. On the front it has the Pantone branding, and on the back, green glitter. Success! As for the phone itself, I think there's a lot going on. It's kind of amazing, this silky matte finish, paired with all these little green flourishes, the buttons, the text.
Okay, got it. So hit him with a crane kick.
The antenna bands and the inside of the USB-C port. Just
I've been on 2233, how you ain't heard of me either, you sleeping, you dead. All of your armor is nursery, not for emergency, why would I aim for the head? He got a bag and he brag now, I gotta check if they less.
Makes sense why people would think I was gonna win. I'm gonna win. Like, they watched me dismantle Coy Sandhagen in that first fight, like almost get knocked out with that knee in the first round, and then in that fight, almost get knocked out by that knee and just go. So you almost knocked me out. I'm just gonna dismantle you now. Just kick his leg until he could not stand anymore and fell to the ground out of pure pain, and the ref had to call the fight because he could not stand anymore.
All right, ready to go for round one. He has won his last 3 fights. We'll see if he can extend the... Oh! And he comes through with a big knee.
That knee hurt him.
Oh!
3 strikes. 3 bloody strikes were thrown that entire fight, and then he's out.
Excellent striking technique to land that shot and
Wait,
ultimately
no,
finish the
4
fight
strikes.
here
There
in
was
the
4
first.
because
You've heard us say
that
it
first
before,
kick,
but sometimes
and
when
then
you
2
catch a
knees,
guy
and then that
cold before he's had a
second
chance
kick.
to get
Just
going in
pop.
the fight, it can have a bigger effect.
That man must
than
not
it
have
did
been
here tonight.
expecting me to just come out the gate, throw a crane kick, and almost
Decision
knock him
is
out
in.
for the first
Here's
hit.
Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliata calls a stop to this contest at 19 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Kid Dynamite!
Well, there will be no shutting that smile off tonight. The celebration is on as he gets a huge win.
Yeah, knockout of the night, baby. Fans love me. They love my knockouts even more. Oh, right. Okay, so I threw 8 strikes and I only landed 5, so I missed 3 strikes. But look at that. Performance of the night bonus. Makes sense. The fight started and I almost decapitated him with the first hit. He survived. I beat him up a little. Started softening him up and then hit him with it again. Like, that man could not handle anything.
Fit the theme. The only thing is, that's a lot of text. I think in the pursuit of trying to make something that feels limited and special, Oppo's kind of left elegance and subtlety at the doorstep. But this was Oppo in 2020, and I would argue that it's taken them till this year to finally nail this concept of experimental color. So, this is the rather elegantly named Oppo Reno 5 Pro Plus 5G Artist Limited Edition. I feel like at that stage, why not just call it Reno 5 Max and be done with it? But this phone changes color. The packaging is immediately striking. I feel like with limited editions, the default option is to go down the route of luxury, but this one's just more quirky. It doesn't come with any gold-plated accessories or super high-end materials. The visual design here is so unique. That's what makes Oppo's limited
Main
edition so
card
fun.
fight.
Like, it really looks like they
Preston Matthews. This man has 0 losses, so that means they're like, oh my god. Wait, how many wins does this man have? If he's a 12-0 fighter, this is gonna be an amazing fight. Matthews. Preston Matthews. 12-0. Sean O'Malley's just not fought. He's just like, I don't want to fight anymore. I retire. I want to see if this guy can give me a good fight. If you're 12-0, just like the guy on his way up that's just beaten everyone in his path, and his closest fight was against Corey Sandhagen, who he still beat like it was nothing. Right after he got figured out Sandhagen was not able to block those leg kicks very well, and then that fight against Anjing, that guy was being talked about as a fighter no one can stop. This man might be able to knock out anyone in his path. He's only has a few losses, and then goes into this fight for me, and then gets hit a few times, gets only hit 5 times, and then realizes why my character is going to become the future champion in that first round. I think this is what happened. Look. Boom. That's what knocked him out. Just like decapitation.
handed their phone to an artist and said, "You want to paint something on it? Knock yourself out." And here's the magic. Thanks to electrochromic glass, which uses energy to change the physical arrangement of the molecules, with just 2 taps on the back, we can shift color. So cool. Like, could you imagine a few years down the line being able to just swipe on your phone and cycle through till you get the exact finish you want? It does make you wonder what a
How many wins and
$160,000
losses did the last guy fight have? So, Jing. I think it's Jing. Jing had 26 wins and 6 losses. So this man would have been 6, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 32-0 if he didn't lose at all. well, 31-0. I'm 31-1 because I'm that 6 loss, baby.
Gonna look like though. Now, for $50 more than that, is a phone that means business. You might have heard of Red Magic. They make high-end gaming phones that don't cost a leg. I've got their latest Red Magic 6 here, which is their 2021 offering with all the bells and whistles like the world's smoothest 165Hz display and 7 separate recording mechanisms all meshed together. But, for the purposes of this video, the one that we're actually interested in is a special edition version of their last phone, the Red Magic 5G. And what makes this noteworthy is that this is a transparent phone. We've seen transparent phones before. They often use these kind of fake components just beneath the glass because, well, the real components don't look that great. But the one difference here is that this phone is a fully working fan. So, this is a fog machine. It's fully loaded up with fog juice. So, if we turn that on, you should be able to see how the air is coming in, being used to cool the internals, and then getting pushed out on the other side. You could say it's red magic. The effort is definitely here. The software is heavily customized, the keyboard feels like it's from an alien planet, they've even created a wallpaper that allows you to see the fan in action on the front too. Bit tacky in my opinion, but I appreciate the effort. Okay, picture this. It's 2016. Samsung's announced the Galaxy S7 Edge. It's high-end, it's got these new exciting curved edges.
I remember
It's
that.
regarded by most as
I
the
think I had that
best
phone.
smartphone the world has ever seen. And then they one-up themselves again by launching the Injustice edition of that phone. I wanted this thing so badly, so the fact that I finally managed to get one is kind of surreal. Sadly, it isn't sealed, but it was as close as I could get. The first thing you see is an enormous bat signal logo. Proper metal job this. There's a thick Batman case. We've got the phone, which I'll get to in a sec.
I've had that phone.
At the time, this thing was Samsung's vision of the future, but it just never quite took off. VR is expensive, it's kind of an isolating experience, and I guess just the idea of sticking one of these on in public, like Samsung was promoting, just felt a bit awkward to people. On one hand, I'm looking at this thing thinking, what a phone, this is so cool, just marveling at all the little Easter eggs hidden in the software, but the other part of me is thinking, this feels so old. And even though I distinctly remember the feeling of looking at this like it was the pinnacle of cutting edge.
I have the original version of that phone. I had that thing. I had the original version. No, I'm not even joking when I say this. It hit the ground once. It didn't hit the ground once, but no, it hit the ground once and shattered into pieces. The screen's made out of glass.
Look at it now through my 2021 lens, just like it belongs in a museum somewhere.
Yeah, it does.
That's just the beauty of how fast
it's old.
Moving.
It's old.
But on the subject of Samsung,
it hits the ground running.
Pretty clever recently.
Today, let's go in there and get after
it. Anywhere, right? At Walmart, at Flipkart, at Tesco. That's intentional. It means that Samsung has the best possible reach. However, in Samsung's ideal world, all the customers who could would actually buy direct from them. Because that way they can charge the same price, but not have to pay all these
I have a Discord notification. In a server. It's in this server. In pictures. Hook this ends. Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. The people next door are playing the people.
Opponent is gonna be no match for you.
I have a picture. I don't go over there. There. Because they have a little chihuahua that will try to bite my toes off. And they need those. They have toes. Good. Get someone in the jaw with. I expect to see that out there. Often when I say stuff like after I type something.
Good. Yes. Good work with your kicks. That's what I'm talking about. He's starting to fall apart. Stay busy. Stay busy. 30 seconds. Let's go.
Like often when I say something after I message someone something, that's what my brain thinks. Yeah, they're gonna most likely say this.
Fall apart. All right?
There's a high chance they'll say that. So that's often what
Nice
I mean when I say that.
Just
So
keep drilling that. Never kick without
yeah.
setting it up with a jab or straight.
Never kick without setting it up. Oh God! Oh, what did you just hit me with? Spinny kick. You didn't even set that up. I know. You're terrified. I know. I don't know. I know. And then you hit the ground running.
All right. Let's see what you got today. Speed and power. That's it.
So much things out there that
Nice. Now we're putting these strikes together.
But you never know if you don't go. Yeah, you never know if you don't show. Yeah, hey now, you're an all-star. Hey now, you're an all-star. And someone get paid. All that glitters is
That's it.
gold.
Just like that.
Only shooting stars break the mold. Somebody once told me the world is gonna want me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. He was looking kinda dumb with a finger.
Come on now.
He
You got
was
30.
looking kinda dumb with a finger and his thumb. The shape of an L on his forehead. Now, that's not coming because they don't stop coming.
Good work with your kicks. That's what I'm talking about. You're starting to fall apart. Stay busy. Stay busy. Great job in there. You land volume like that, you're gonna chop it.
Yeah, if you don't go. Yeah, hey now, you're an all-star. It's on, get paid. Hey now, you're an all-star. It's on, get paid. All that shine is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Your head gets done. That's it. But you never know if you don't go. Yeah, you never know if you don't show. Yeah, you know. Rockstar, everyone get paid. Hey now, you're a rockstar. Get paid. All that shimmers is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Yeah, you never know if you go. Yeah.
Time to burn and get after it. Here we go.
What?
That's what I want to see. Hey, awesome job. Now let's move on. All right. I want to see you kill it today. Let's go in there and crush this. Perfect defense. Hey.
You can't do perfect defense when he makes it seem like it's about being your body shot that hits me in the cranium game.
I want to see you kill it today. Let's go in there and crush this.
I blocked my body though.
Oh, good block.
I'm blocking my body though.
Today, let's go in there.
If I fail this one more time, I'm just murdering this man.
Great block. Man, your next opponent opponent is gonna be no match for you.
No, I don't need cake kicks, I need this.
Oh, big kick. What a bruise. Come on, baby, let's go. That's perfect. Seconds. Beautiful combination. Keep it up. Put the pressure on it. Hey, great job in there. Beautiful kicks with high volume. Nobody can stand up.
Slow touch, brown and white. I can go crunch, grab and fight. I can go butt, eye for eye. I can lose trust. Right wrong, easy pop. Where you they go, we they go up. Catch my vibe, let me go off. Blam the trash, man it's so tough. Alright, yo, put a billion on the body, make a catch. But you know what, she wanna give. Boy got peas, now she hopping the club. Man, in real life, she got gal in my
Okay, just 2.5 stars, that's fine, that's fine. He's has an undefeated record like I do. He might be a good fighter. Ooh, pretty good with leg kicks. You know what? Prediction, knockout, first round. I'll always say knockout in the first round. I don't care how good of a fighter you are, I'm always gonna think I can knock you out. What? Weston! Great. Great, I'm fighting this guy. Why fight with an undefeated fighter so I can go ahead and guard? This guy can be undefeated fighters like it's nothing. Give me a good fighter. Give me the champ. But no, I'm being forced to fight this guy. He wasn't even preparing for him, but great, I have to fight him now. The guy didn't want to even fight because I wanted that guy, but nope. I get this guy. The other guy was literally undefeated. That would have been an amazing fight. Just undefeated man versus undefeated man. Who loses the O today? But no, I'm forced to fight that guy.
Cut. So, Samsung have started encouraging that in a not so subtle way by giving free bonuses like earphones and Google Play credit, and now also exclusive limited edition color variants. They take at least 2 weeks to deliver because they are made to order. And for the S21 Plus this year, they've designed a color variant that when I saw for the first time I was like, you've got to get this on the channel. Because I love it, I've showed it to 2 other people, they hate it, so whatever reason, the box is identical to the other normal variants. This isn't like some super high effort luxury edition. Look at this.
Undeniably the highest profile
So what do you
Keep putting on the okay, he's giving me all the pressure he has. Let's see. No pressure he's adding. Look at see. I'm just taking my time. Boom. Cut him apart. Name some bullets a bit. Boom. Kick out his leg. This is literally showing. Yeah. Yeah, see what you've done? You wanted this fight with me. So I'm just gonna keep kicking your leg.
Even Verizon in the dust. Head out on the highway. Most 5G coverage in America.
Where am I supposed to plug this in?
More 5G bars
Break your arm. I'm gonna break your leg. Suck his nerve.
on his opponent's midsection now. Maybe he can isolate a leg.
Yeah, it looks like he's
They call it
transitioning
Phantom
into a
Red,
knee ball.
and it's pretty much everything I want in a phone finish. It's jazzy and fun, without looking excessive. The matte texture is gripping, and also keeps yourself clean. There's no flexing at all in the body, and they still manage to get that complex light refraction that gives it an extra aesthetic layer. Also, this feels like a weird thing to say, but Phantom Red fits.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They call it Phantom Red, and pretty much everything
That's $1,000 for that.
It's jazzy and fun, without
I don't like how much it is, but that's a
the
cool.
matte texture is
That's
grippy
cool.
and also keeps itself clean. There's no flexing at all in the body, and they still manage to get that complex light refraction that gives it an extra aesthetic layer. Also, this feels like a weird thing to say, but this is one of my favorite phones ever from a bezel perspective, because it still one of the only devices on the market where the screen feels like it's evenly stretched around the canvas of the phone. So there's no weird jutting corners or thick chins, it's just pleasant design. Okay, moving up the price meter, I think they've done something even more interesting with the exclusive version of their S21 Ultra. You've probably seen a fair bit of this black one, and maybe also the silver too, because these were the ones sent to reviewers. But as a consumer, if you go through Samsung's own store, you can find something called Phantom Brown, which, I mean, I don't think the words phantom and brown belong in the same sentence, but the end result is a phone unlike anything I've ever seen before. You see, on one hand, it's just brown. It's not one of those super vibrant colors that you usually associate with wowing people, but when was the last time you saw a brown phone? And I actually think this soft phantom glow, paired with the carbon fiber themed camera setup and the black rail that goes all the way around the sides, it sneaks up on you a bit. It feels surprisingly distinct. I feel less like I'm holding an official Samsung product and more like one of those fan-made concepts, but in a good way. Now, you might have heard of Harrods. They call themselves the world's leading luxury department store, and they built a bit of a reputation for selling things like a $160,000 golf putter,
Yes,
$1,000 bottle of perfume, and a $1 million advent calendar. So, compared to that, this feels like a bit of a bargain. Inside this box is the $2,000 Harrods limited edition iPhone 5S, and given that there were literally 3 of these on the entire internet, and that the 5S is like my favorite iPhone ever.
Science.
It's a seriously heavy-duty wooden package. Maybe
Good job in there.
although this feels more like a gimmick for security. So there you have it. So on the left is what looks like a gold USB stick. Not the most inspired design, let's say.
Your next opponent is going to be no match for you.
To be clear, I'm not a particularly showy person. So this whole idea of like sticking 1,000 Swarovski crystals on something and then plating the rest in 24 karat gold kind of horrifies me. But the level of precision here is blowing my mind. This whole idea that like every single crystal you see here has had to have been individually planned and implemented. Whether that's the switch they managed to put onto the power button, the forward and the alert slider, or the 65 carefully placed inside the Apple logo. And every single one has its own separate enclosure, just called distinct effects. Also, just like the size of this thing. It's like a relic of the time when phones were actually usable in one hand. Right, where's the top side?
Don't stop now.
What do you mean?
You got 30
Stay on.
seconds.
Okay, imagine this.
Also got giant hands.
2012, Samsung has just announced the Pebble-inspired Galaxy S3, Apple is readying their finished iPhone yet, and BlackBerry is getting slaughtered by the competition. So, what they did is revamped their operating system, and as well as releasing their standard mainstream $700 Bold 9900, they also created a limited edition Porsche design version and called it the 9981. For some reason. It's definitely packaged like you've just dropped some serious dough on it. You've got the phone, which we'll get to, a custom charging stand. They've even got a Porsche design battery, manuals, a cleaning cloth. Below that are the more standard BlackBerry accessories, as well as, though, what looks like Porsche design earphones too. They didn't have to do that. That's a slick move. I will say this, there was a time in my life when I thought BlackBerry was the coolest thing in the world. But pretty much as soon as that first iPhone got announced, when I saw the value of touch-based apps and games, I feel that BlackBerry just kind of disappeared. But if I was going to use one, this would have been it. The stainless steel body, the sharp lines, the leather back, the laser X logo.
Man, your next opponent is going to be no match for
This is
you.
one of the few phones that you could throw at the wall, and worry about the wall. It's just a shame that such high-end hardware was let down by brilliant.
Your next opponent is going to be no match
After
for
that,
you.
I was kind of looking at this one for 2004, 2015, thinking, this is the Alpha 1, and the only justification for its price is that the Lamborghini brand is. So this is not like an Oppo or a Huawei phone, it's just licensed for Lamborghini.
You look like a
name.
champion
It's
in there.
as the Lamborghini phone. But with that in mind, the one thing that it then needs to do for $2.5 grand
Let's go. 30 on the clock.
the packaging really does that. The cable is generic, the charger just has a logo slapped onto it, and when you do get a nice SIM ejector tool, you're really not wowed. But then I realised why. Because on the face of it, yes, this is a really nice, premium, well-built,
Good work on the
luxury
back
car
today.
branded phone. It's got a liquid alloy frame, which is highly resistant to stains and dents and scratches, as well as a lovely circular power button, and some extremely plush stitched leather on the back, which just kind of makes sense here. It's a high-end material, and it also ties back into Lamborghini cars. But, depending on how much time you spend watching tech videos, you might recognize this camera setup. Ah, yes, let me introduce you to the ZTE Axon 7, a phone which is spec for spec identical to this, and it's very clear that all Lamborghini have done is taken that and repurposed it. And that's a proof that
Nice.
ZTE's was the same, just a different colour. That feels pretty disingenuous to me. I actually think it's cool when companies make luxury high-end variants of their existing phones, but this one is purposefully distanced itself from the devices based off to basically trick people. Like I can imagine the majority of people who bought this probably thought they were paying for Lamborghini engineering, when they were actually paying for ZTE engineering with a bit of Lamborghini leather slapped on top. Right, now we're to the top three. And with the value of about $3,500, we have
Today, let's go in there and get
just
after
hop
it.
online and order. So, you might know that Xiaomi's recently dropped their full flagship Mi 11 series of phones.
Here we go, baby, that's a combo. Come on.
And so far so good, they've even created like a Xiaomi branded suitcase for it.
Man, your next opponent is
Oh,
gonna
no,
be
so come.
no
Boop.
match for you.
Okay, there's three phones here. The first one is the Mi 11 Lite.
Oh no, but like I don't throw head kicks. That's the fun thing. Is I don't throw head kicks. I make sure the only head shots I throw are the knees when I'm in a clinch and my punches, because those are meant to be the headshots. My body shots are meant to be my legs, and sometimes my. Like, look at this.
30 time people and Raid Shadow Legends is
Stop
having
now.
their
You've got
third
30
birthday.
seconds.
And I gotta say, I wish I got these gifts when I first started playing. So, if you haven't played the game yet, now would be the best time to join. Every new player will receive a free starter pack to help speed up your progress and catch up with the Raid community. First, you'll get the totally badass Epic Champion Talia. Not only is she great for getting into the early campaign with her crazy AoE attack.
I might need to re-download that game. I downloaded it before, and I stopped playing it immediately. I did not like it.
I've got to say, while Xiaomi is up against strong competition in the phone market, these bans are one area that they've just killed it. Mostly because I think their competition wouldn't even want to enter this kind of price point. And then, this one's very curious. It's an 80-watt wireless charger.
What?
Which is incredibly powerful. But what makes it strange is that Xiaomi doesn't make a phone that can charge with 80 watts wirelessly. And this 80-watt wireless charger comes with a 120-watt wired charger. But Xiaomi literally has one phone that can actually charge with 120 watts. So I think this whole package is less about immediate benefit, more like a future-proofing solution for phones. Well, they all do share elements, like you can tell they're from the same lineup, but
Today, let's go in there and
the
get
Mi 11
after
Lite
it.
is slim, and like its name suggests, light, but it also has a really fun finish that is kind of messing with me. The way it reflects light almost makes it look
That's the way you
and then as you get further up the lineup, the phones get more beautiful, but then also
Like literally, my only head kicks are those. Like those are the only ones I throw in a fight. And then you watch me knock that guy out with cold reflex. See that?
It's so safe when it comes to color. Okay, 2 phones to go, and now is where we really start cranking up that price dial. You've probably heard of Caviar. They've sent us a few interesting phones before, but this is what they're selling for $6,900.
69.
So they're calling this Apache, not that kind of Apache. It's like a limited edition iPhone to apparently honor the indigenous people of America.
30
But
seconds.
This is the
Let's
first
go.
time I'm seeing it. I'm kind of nervous, slightly shaking, but it's exciting. Let's do it. Okay, I mean, just an iPhone so far. Let's see what it looks like. Alright, here we go. So the bottom of this is it's like a leather type material. The top is ionized black pearl, which, as far as I can see, is a sort of highly durable acrylic. And then all of these gold parts are brass underneath with a 24-karat gold plating on top. I feel like if there's one word for this, its community. Like, it's very clear, this is a showpiece. This is for someone who cares much more about the materials and the quantity of those materials on their phone than, say, how comfortable it is to hold.
We're gonna
Would
time
I
the
personally
shoot
use it?
and get the takedown.
Probably not.
Shoot
Does it
and get
feel
that takedown.
expensive and
You're
premium?
following directions perfectly.
Yeah. I
Great
think my
job.
favorite design so far is
Yes,
still that
let's keep
pink
that up.
phone that I looked at about a year ago now. I really like this black and red theme. I think that's so cool. International warranty. And this is number 1 of 99. A normal Apple charger. AirPods. Not AirPods. An Apple cable. But now it's time. Time to show you what's a $170,000 phone looks like. That's enough money to buy 80 27-inch iMacs, 12 brand new Chevrolet Sparks, or, a beachfront mansion in Nicaragua. It's so valuable that you can't even buy it in one go due to online banking restrictions on their end. It's so valuable that by the time you're seeing this video, it's already been exported back to Russia where it came from. I do just want to quickly say though that for the first time ever, 50% of you watching my videos are subscribed. So thank you to everyone who's taken the time to do that, and for anyone who hasn't, such a channel would be priceless. Okay, 6-digit lock on this. I really hope there's not a code. That would be a spanner in the works. Are we ready? Whew. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
That's an actual gold phone.
Business card? Jeffrey Preston Bezos. This white and gold combination here, this looks amazing. Let's have a look what comes in the box first. We've got gold themed packaging on the accessories. Maybe we'll even get AirPods.
Fundamentals today.
So the
Keep it simple
cable
on the
is
mat.
black
I
cable,
want to see
and
good
then we've got a
technique
gold
while you work for that
SIM
takedown.
ejector tool. Oh. Right, okay. Samsung Galaxy Buds, and they are literally just the standard black ones. We have a black Samsung themed charger, the gold collection, which I'm assuming is filled with a whole number of other stupidly expensive things. And finally,
put the pressure on it.
bits of ownership.
Beautiful speed. Beautiful.
This feels like Thor's hammer trying to pick it up. Don't judge me, it's
good job.
You move one more time while I'm trying to strike you.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
It makes me want to laugh and cry at the same time. So this is the gold phone. It is a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra paired with 1 kilogram of pure gold. I don't have any way of verifying this material for myself, but more importantly, who is this for? Because you probably noticed
Me.
whilst you pass phones that say luxury and beautification lost.
I want it. It's now mine. I own it now.
Drillers make
Sorry that I have to
killers.
say this, but not to mention that it literally weighs a kilogram, plus the weight of Pro's own internals. And here it is. Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra Gold Brick. In case you're wondering, this is what the camera looks like. Literal, just
That
black,
was
straight
wrestling
up.
101.
Really, the selfie camera doesn't
Hold
work
the
either,
position,
but
work for the
I guess if you
single.
can afford this, you can probably afford someone to take photos of you. I was curious, so I just looked up the price of a 1 kilogram block of gold. It's coming out at the equivalent of $85,000 US, which is still crazy expensive, but it's not 170,000. I guess the main value add here is that Caviar apparently offers a swapping service. So 2 times for each customer, you can apparently tell them, I want to swap the phone's hardware to, it could be an S24, it could be like an S27 at that point. Value for money. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, then we've got my last ridiculously expensive unboxing up here, and the thinnest smartphone in the world up here. Thanks for watching.
I'm finished.
With Metro by T-Mobile, make your movie night epic with 5G. Get more choices with the largest selection of free 5G phones, like the Samsung Galaxy A13 5G. Switch now and save more. Only at Metro.
You learn it's your own homies you knew since the beginning. They see you winning and they want to see you finish. Goddamn.
My name is Austin James. As a musician living with diabetes, finger sticks can be a real challenge. That's why I use the Freestyle Libre 2 system. With a painless 1-second scan, I know my glucose numbers without finger sticks.
No, putting it in is not painless. That is a lie. You wanna know how I know that's not painless? Because my grandpa had to have that put in his arm. Well, he had to have it put in his arm by my brother, and it hurt like hell, he said. Okay. So, he wants to hit me with a side kick. Kick. To win. Makes sense. So he won like a flashy win for his first win against a fighter in the top 15.
As I've been making other videos over the last few months, I've also been gathering 7 of the rarest, strangest smartphones I've ever seen. So number 7 is the Galaxy S4 Zoom. I got a bit lucky with this one. I logged onto eBay and it was sitting in freezer mode. But this is a special phone. This is what it might seem like just a standard 2013 device in front. Turn it over and you realise we've got a bit of an imposter on our hands. But don't let me crazy part. All of this stuff is just there so that this phone can have 10 times optical zoom. The modern day Galaxy S21 Ultra also has 10 times optical zoom. It's just, this one doesn't look like it's been let loose in an ordinary bucket. Not saying it wasn't wrong about zoom being a huge selling point in the future. It's just that, similar to this phone came out, companies figured out more efficient ways of doing it.
Very smooth.
How it was done on the S4 Zoom, as well as just generally point-and-shoot cameras, is
Following
always
directions perfect.
bits of black.
Great job.
Fixed cameras. One that can capture a wide view, and one
That's it. Now, right there.
This works so well that in 2021, every single smartphone uses this technology. They can test the smartphones by themselves. I mean, obviously we are comparing 2013 to 2021 here, but we're now at a stage where in most aspects, better engineering and with a bit of software magic can perform that thing for optics.
Oh, nice punch.
Is the Nova.
Nice punch. You felt that?
This is the Nova. And it kind of looks like pinnacle stupidity, but it works. And that's fuel for
Killed him.
this video.
All right, 30 seconds left.
So this is the packaging, and probably it's best feature. Notice you can do more things with the bag it came in than the thing itself. And is it just me, or does this no phone look suspiciously like another not-so-innovative device? But what this company did is play on the growing sentiment
That's how we do
is
it.
ruining our lives. They said to people, do you feel the constant urge to have your phone with you? Well, most people probably said yes. Do you wish you could be less attached to it? Into it? Most people probably also said yes. The solution is simple. Hold it up instead.
I love his face, like, what? Want some dude? No, I'm gonna knock him out. Everyone wants a submission when I want to knock out this man.
How it's branded as taking 0 megapixel photos and having 0 gigabytes of storage.
I can just mess up his leg, because if he wants to throw a sidekick,
Coming up next, a UFC
I want to make sure he can't throw anything with those legs.
And they're still selling them today, 6 years later. They were arrived by 12 there was a serious stock shortage, and it took them like an extra month to get it to me. But that's even crazier. They're selling bundles that couples cure, the family plan, even employees gift. And they released a follow-up device. I really wish I was joking, but this is an actual product. And I just sat here trying to think, what would the returns process look like on this? Hey, my name is
After a big win by submission his last time out, we'll see what he does for an encore here tonight. Huge victory his last time out against a high-level opponent. Now, an even higher-ranked opponent stares in front of him. The octagon door is closed. We'll see if he can extend the winning streak to the brightest spotlight of his UFC career. necessarily see a path to victory if he couldn't get takedowns. That is certainly a good sign.
Right away, he got the takedown. I don't believe they could have imagined that it would work so well so early. Great job.
Single collar time out. Blocks the strike.
They had little to no attention to
Finally gets the takedown. It wasn't for any lack of effort, but finally that shot was good enough to get his opponent down.
I don't know how many times, John, I could have watched this guy shoot takedown attempts without securing one. It's almost like out of pity.
You stop this one more time.
Feel good for him.
Oh, might be able to get his leg here, and he does.
And I don't think it was nice to say that the presentation of this
Problem with rolling leg lock in MMA, man, is you get beat up, especially if you're a little bit hurt.
Oh, we're getting a finish here.
For a fashion famous device, it sure does look an awful lot like a twist.
And this might just be a matter of time.
It generally looks like the company goes around the third first, and then realize, wait a second, this just looks like every other thing.
Brilliant submission defense there.
I think this kind of mentality
Now into his mouth.
Why does the servers put this on his success? That's a weird looking. That's a flashlight. Such good quality. That looks like a flashlight.
That is raised above the rest of the phone. I think the idea was to prevent your fingers resting on the display itself, but yes.
All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC.
If you're entering a new market with a new product and a new brand, then the one thing you've got to have to make sure you're doing...
Big combination of ground and pound strikes here, DC. This could be the beginning of the end.
I mean, they have built a cooler phone for people who like toilets, but for the majority of the market they were targeting, being...
That is all wrong. Wrong. Beautiful. Among Us. Brandon, all the type matchups are wrong.
You gotta be very careful when you take these big ground and pound strikes. You need a controlled posture on the bottom. And if you're the top guy, the guy that's looking to finish,
I love Pokemon as a game. And my favorite game of all time is always going to be Pokemon.
He can barely stand.
Then one, always going to be
Nice
Spirit.
man there at the punch. You see he's taking advantage of what is an obvious edge and reach. Takedown lands.
Oh no, whatever shall I do?
And he's back up again. So the takedowns have been there, as have the get-ups. Double leg takedown attempt here, and that is a good attempt as he gets the fight back to the mat.
It's ideal.
Going for a leg now.
Is that the left leg? Tell me it is.
He might get a finish here. And this might just be a matter of time. That horn sounds means we have reached the end of round one.
The type matchup is wrong.
being visually unique was far from the primary concern, so it flopped. They went back to the drawing board, relaunched, and it flopped again. And it wasn't long before John Scully just straight up started denying his involvement with the company. Pretty fun story, but now we're getting started to get really curious. This is the K1 Impulse, marketed as the most secure device on the planet. And I've got to start by saying, this is easily top 5 smartphone unboxing experiences that I've...
You can really limit the mobility of your opponent with those leg kicks. Big punch lands over the top. How's he gonna follow this one?
You're just... No? Okay.
Stuffs the takedown, no problem.
Big knee lands right through the opponent's midsection.
And he landed the right hand there. Timed his shots pretty well here early, DC.
He's doing a great job of mixing things up, keeping busy, being very accurate.
Well, there are a few things more fun to watch.
Oh my goodness, his opponent reverses the position into seated top control.
Got a little picnic sitting on his opponent's midsection now. Maybe he can isolate a leg.
Oh!
And this might just be a matter of time.
Notice that the knee is bent. A lot of the pressure is going to be on his opponent's knee as he tries to finish.
So a much different approach for him here in this second round. He was a little bit tentative in round one, a little bit of a feeling that... process. Now he has clearly found his rhythm, found the range. We'll see if he can continue with more activity here in round two. We have crossed the midpoint of this one. Back to the feet now.
Look at him whip his hip.
No, stop.
What a fight!
Well, it's not every day in the UFC that you see a fight ended due to a leg kick, but that one was absolutely devastating. He took away that right leg of his opponent, who became a one-legged fighter, and then it became just a matter of time.
Hopefully not.
Somewhat anticlimactic here tonight, but not for the winner, as he gets one of the bigger TKO wins. Here is Bruce Buck.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Merciano has called a stop to this contest.
Still looking great. Until we realise that it's not actually a smart one. It doesn't run apps, it can't play your Spotify playlist, it's basically just taking the insides of a fitness tracker, like Xiaomi's $40 Mi Band 6, and OnePlused it into a smartwatch format. 2 out of 10 failed. Some people liked it. Most didn't. You might remember this pair of sunglasses. These are the Snapchat spectacles, designed to be put on your face, press over here, after which they'll instantly start recording video on the camera on this side, or your Snapchat story. And the cool thing about these is that they shoot circular video, which means anyone who watches your story can watch the full face, they can watch it in landscape, or any orientation in between, and they're still getting a full-size picture. But Snapchat really goofed this one up. For some bizarre reason, instead of selling these online and capitalizing on the global reach that they have to the show, spectacles would only be available through select Snapchat-branded vending machines. It took 5 months before everyone could actually go online and buy them, but at that point, there's no hype. People just didn't care anymore. This feels like a 3 out of 10 fail.
Who would even care about Snapchat?
3 more iterations since then, so it's not like the spectacles brand is dead, but by stuffing up the first launch, they have sent it on the wrong trajectory. Okay, Ice Now. Just realised that needs context. Ice Now is the name of a product released all the way back in 1999, and it was meant to usher in the next era of computing. It plugged into a PC with a USB port, and it stored 120 different chemicals inside it, which it could release in any combination to create pretty much anything.
Video show. Here we go. Coming on rank number 12, so this is a 12 versus 11, 10 versus 11. Ooh, he's fighting to get up. Move up again. No, I'm fighting to move up. Alright, show him. We better move him. I think he is. Okay. Watch out that. Okay, like you're gonna beat a former champion like it's nothing. These guys have been undefeated fighters, and some I have been known And some people have gone like, for some of the people be going like, oh my god, this might be the next champ, and then you just walk through them. Like, you're gonna be able to win this fight, and now I'm gonna walk through him.